Hello YouTube, back with another video. Today we're talking about God's justice, and I got two verses and two explanations about this, and I'm going to talk about why I'm talking about this in the first place, because this has been something that's really been on my mind, is, not taking revenge and just putting it all in God's hands, letting Him deal with it, you know what I mean? So here we go. So Romans 12:19, do not take revenge, my dear friends, but I leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, if it is mine to avenge, I will repay, says the Lord. Here's the explanation. This commands believers to abstain from seeking revenge and trust that God will handle those who have wronged them. So basically, something happens to you, right? And basically, you just need to take any anger that you've got and push it to the side, and don't take revenge. Put it in God's hands. God will deal with it. God will have justice to you for whatever happened, whatever was said, whatever was done to you. Something will happen to the other person as a way of God's doing instead of your own. And basically, you need to just abstain from seeking revenge and just trust that God will handle it. So I really like this verse. I actually posted this verse over a video yesterday. It's probably one of the best verses on this topic. So yeah, anyway, Romans 12:17 through 18. Do not repay anyone evil for evil, but take thought for what is honorable in the sight of all. If possible, so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. Here's the explanation. This verse encourages believers to respond to evil with good, focusing on maintaining peace and demonstrating love even to those who have wronged them. So, you're wronged by somebody, right? You don't want to come at this person with the same energy, because now you got a problem. Now you guys are both arguing, or you're fighting, whether it be physically or verbal. You are now going against this person, and you're creating a big deal. And most of the time, nothing's even going to be solved, especially if it's verbal. Nothing is going to be solved. It's just a waste of time, right? So instead, if somebody says something to you, it's a lot harder if you're in a fight. Personally, I can say this: if somebody tries to fight me, I'm probably going to fight them back, but what God would want you to do, sorry guys, the video is going to be clipped because my mom got my attention, even though I've told her multiple times if the door's shut not to talk to me because I'm filming, but she still did it anyway. Yeah, what I was saying, what God would want you to do in that situation, if you're in a physical fight, what God would want you to do is get away from that fight the best you possibly can, right? So you're technically defending yourself by getting away, but me personally, even though I probably shouldn't do this, if I'm in a fight, I'm fighting back, and I'm going to try to hurt the guy, because, I want to make sure he's done and he's not going to do it again, and I would just go repent later. But that's not what you should do. It's a lot easier with a verbal fight to just walk away, because a verbal fight is a much easier thing to avoid, and it literally will get you nowhere. But basically what this last verse is saying is, you're arguing with somebody, whatever, they're saying things to you that you don't like, they're mean things, whatever. Don't let that stuff get to you. Most of the time that person is probably insecure, or they're jealous of you, or half the stuff they're saying is not true, and they're just trying to fill their own ego by trying to hurt your feelings, break you down. Not necessarily do you, in that moment when it says feed evil with good, you're not going to sit there and just, talk good to this person when they're saying this stuff, but you can, you can walk away from the situation, or you can be mature about it and say, this isn't going anywhere. I don't agree with anything you're saying. I'm just going to end the conversation. And then you just walk away. That's the best thing to do. And then you just be completely nice to this person, because now they're probably going to be embarrassed that you're going to be nice to them after they've done that to you. So this isn't a real situation, but let's say somebody has said something to you super mean, whatever, and maybe it's a family member, maybe you're at work, maybe you're hanging out with a friend, whatever. You can either take that and you can be mean to this person, you can say mean things back to this person, and then you can create something more than what it already was. Or you can walk away and you can have a genuine conversation with the person and tell them that you didn't like what they were saying, whatever. You could just be nice to this person completely. You could talk to them good. You could just straight up avoid them, which is also good, because now you're not even talking to them and there's no issue. But these are the two verses that I found best for this, to go over this. But now I'm going to talk about why it was on my mind in the first place. So if you guys know, not all of you know, I'm sure, but I'm sure most of you probably do. I work at a Christian camp, which I love to death. It is the best job ever. It is so great. But I work with my ex, and some of you are probably like, dude, why are you even working with her in the first place? So when we were dating, I had worked there last year, loved the job, didn't want to quit it, and I wanted to come back the next year. While we were still dating, I had already put in my returning application. So I wasn't just gonna like not show up or whatever, text my boss saying that I'm quitting or whatever, just because me and my girlfriend had broke up, or me and my ex had broke up, because she's gonna be there with me. I love that job too much to quit it, and I love seeing people be moved by Jesus. I love the other staff there. It is a great job. So I went anyway, even though I have to see her every day and deal with her. I wasn't gonna quit that job. So that's why I work with her. For those of you wondering, I didn't just decide to go there after we'd broken up. I was basically already working there. But anyway, here's the situation, and I'm not going to go into full detail because some of this is personal stuff. It doesn't need to be out here on the internet. But anyway, let's just say most of my days at work, I'm not going to say are completely terrible, but they're not the greatest, just because I have to work with her. I don't know if she is completely over me yet. I don't know if she's insecure. I don't know what the issue is, but I will completely avoid her all the time. I will say that first week, she was getting to me quite a bit. I would literally be minding my own business, wouldn't say anything. I would just be doing my own thing, whatever. And she would have something to say. She would be talking to people behind my back, either whispering, or she would say it out loud to make me hear it. She would say a lot of things to make me hear them, just to get to me. And I had had enough of it, and I confronted her, and I said, hey, you're being childish. We're at work. How about we just don't do this? Only to get mocked by her, which was really annoying. So I just walked away and avoided her the rest of the day. Next day goes by. She tries to gaslight me by like asking me if I love Jesus, in a way of like making me sound like I'm a bad person for standing up for myself and saying something she didn't like. And then she was saying that we needed to grow up and whatever, and that all that, whatever, you know, it's just trying to gaslight me to think I'm the problem, which I didn't fall for it because I know I'm not the problem. But that was 5-6 weeks ago. Anyway, present time, in the last probably, I would say 2 weeks, I've gotten really good at just completely ignoring her. Even if she talks to me, I will look her dead in the eyes and I won't say anything, and I just walk away. And the reason this is so much easier for me to do now is because I'm talking to my friends from church, and they're like, dude, like, you can't be feeding into this because you're letting her get in your head and you're letting her win by responding to her, because now she's able to just respond to you, which is going to hurt you even more, which is so true. Like, every time I would respond, it would just create an issue. So I got really good at putting everything in God's hands, letting him take care of it. So now if she talks behind my back, talks loudly about me, or she laughs just because I'm simply standing there, and apparently the way I'm standing isn't correct. I don't know. I can't do anything without getting laughed at this point. But I've gotten really good at just walking away and not saying anything, not letting it get to me. She talks to me, tries to get me like my attention. I'll literally have my headphones in. If you see this, by the way, I can hear you. I am just completely ignoring you because I don't want to talk to you. But you know, she tries to talk to me. I just walk away. I don't want to conversate with her. I don't care what the topic is about. I don't want to talk to her. When we have lunch breaks, I sit at a completely different table than the rest of the staff just to completely avoid her. Plus, it's my lunch break. I don't want to be around anybody in the first place. But I've just gotten really good at walking away from the situations and avoiding talking to her at all cost, because it really just helps. If I would feed into whatever she was doing, now we have an issue. Now I am being vulnerable to my whatever I'm doing, and now she sees that I am taking whatever she's doing to heart, and now we're arguing and fighting whatever at work, and my feelings are getting hurt, and she's saying things, and I don't want that, because that's happened before and it sucks. So no matter how much something she says hurts me or annoys me or gets to me, I walk away and act like it never happened. And it's so hard to do, but you got to learn how to do it. Like, if you're in the same situation as me, whether it be an ex or somebody else that you work with, a family member, as much as you want to say something back or do something, walk away completely, pray, say, God, this person's getting to me, like, I'm just going to leave it to your hands, and he will take care of it. And I'm going to be honest, I think lately he has been taking care of it, because she literally left work early the other day because she threw up. And this is after she made a joke about me eating like 3 cookies, saying I was going to throw up. This was literally a day after. A day. And who throws up and goes home early? Not me. I'm the guy that ate the 3 cookies and I was chilling. But she wanted to make a joke about it. And who threw up? Yeah, her. So that was God's justice right there. I didn't say anything to her about the cookie thing. But she's the one that threw up. God's justice right there in your eyes. As soon as I found out she threw up, I knew exactly what that was. That was God. So you just got to let these things fall into his hands, and they will work themselves out. You'll notice it, maybe you won't. But something's going to happen that God did for you without you having to take action on it. So leave these things in God's hands. No matter how much they get to you, leave them to God. It's going to be hard, because I know the things she does constantly. Even today, man, like, there's just little things that would get to me, and I ignored it. I would pray. You could pray anywhere. You don't even have to do this. You don't have to do this. I was mopping the kitchen today at work, and I was getting irritated. You know what I did? I just closed my eyes. I did a 5-second little prayer. All it was God help me. That was it. Then I kept mopping, walked away. And you also don't want to put yourself into situations where something could possibly happen. Like, distance yourself from this person as much as you can. Unless it's a family member, don't completely distance yourself from that kind of person, or your girlfriend. Like, you don't want to avoid your girlfriend from conflict. Obviously, you want to talk about it. But if it's somebody you can avoid them. Like, I was irritated earlier, and I was in this room with everybody. We were getting ready to clock out. I walked to a different room and sat down alone, mind my own business. Tell me why she and her friends come in there and sit down right next to me. Are we serious? Why do you think I went in that room in the first place? So you know what I did? I got up and I walked away. Completely avoided anything, because something could have started from nothing and became everything. I didn't want that. I didn't want anything to start. So I was confused why she came in there, but I didn't want anything to happen. So I got up and walked away. You have to be the bigger person. Eventually, they're gonna realize this person, it would be you. They're gonna realize that you don't care about whatever they're doing, and they eventually will hopefully stop doing whatever they're doing, because they're gonna realize that you don't care. And I've noticed recently that she's been less annoying and less trying to start stuff with me. So I think that it's all working out. So if you're in the situation that I'm in, or you're in a similar situation, pray to God, ignore the person, ignore the situation, get yourself out of the situation. Don't get yourself into a spot where you could be in a certain situation, and just put it all in God's hands. Trust Him. He will serve you with justice, and you will not have to have revenge on anybody. So that's just a video I wanted to make. There are certain people, if you see this video and you got annoyed by it because you don't like me, I'm sorry about you, but I'm trying to spread the word and also spread my situation. So yeah, that's a video. I hope you guys took something from this, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace out.